It's blowing cool air to the kitchen lights. And as the pod's here getting ready to unload, there's Tesla.
It's coming. We got the fuel, guys.
Yay, shade. Well, hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the moving in, house remodel, etc. blog, and this is starting of phase 2. So this was the server, or the Lanathon room rather, where we had all the extra parts for the PCs and everything, and we've cleaned it out because this carpet's coming up, this wall's being knocked down, another wall's being built out there to replace it, and we put everything in the pod because we kept it for an extra month. So that's the start of another phase of this whole project. And now that we've got the room emptied out, that's going to have this wall knocked down, the guys from the remodeling company are due to come in and start defacing it. So that means removing the internal closet that goes into here and getting ready to punch out the window, because all the windows in the house have been replaced with double panes. So just walking into this room is way colder than walking into any other room right now, because it doesn't have the same, insulation because of this big old window that we're getting replaced. Also, we're getting all new blinds in from Lowe's. So this is going to get knocked out hopefully today. This closet, which will make open up all this space, and then eventually, so will this wall to match. The only thing we have to be careful of is this pipe. If you remember from our whole house Cat 6 video, is where the cable from the garage comes in, and it goes around the room to over here, and then it goes down into the server closet, as well as up to all the other bedrooms in the house. So they have to be very careful of that. Maybe we can find a way to push it into the drywall and seal around it. Not sure. I'm going to talk to the contractor today about options to keep that pipe as safe as it can be, because that's pretty much our livelihood right there. So anyway, let's see how much work they and we are able to get done here in this room without disturbing the rest of the house. So they took out this wall, and we decided we wanted to bring this wall here with the moonscape on it out about 3 inches. So my dad and I decided to get crafty again and went ahead and put up all of these beams here to go against the ones that are on the other side of the drywall. We used a stud finder and lagged them all in there all the way across. And what's nice about this is when they put the drywall up, it'll cover the pipe that feeds the house. And I put in a junction box here for coax and Cat 6 for this side of the room. So I've got one on this wall and on that wall, so regardless of where I put the TV, I'll have internet and cable on either side. So this is a big deal. The guys are going to come and put the drywall up tomorrow and take care of all the popcorn and whatnot left in this room. So I'm exhausted, but it was worth setting this up to hide the pipe in the back there, and keep these cables nice and safe, because there was already a risk of them getting cut, as you can see, and we don't want that happening again. Well, we're in the middle of the quarantine area for the COVID-19, and well, it's a beautiful day outside, so today's the day that we make these walls a lot less bare by unpacking everything that's out on the basketball court. We took the blue tarp off of all the stuff, so there's bookcases and tables and chairs and everything that we brought over from the other house, as well as everything from the living room in this house. Time to unwrap it and see how well it's lasted the winter out there, covered in cellophane and tarps. We moved everything into the living room. Well, one thing that this little quarantine, well, I wouldn't say little, but the time that we've been having at home with slow business hours and whatnot, is a lot of cleanup. So this is the shed that we built the thing at the bottom to keep it level for, and we finally, getting everything off the basketball court the other day, moved all of my dad's Black & Decker furniture in here. So if we go inside, we've got storage usable storage. I made a shelf for this spot here that wasn't very usable. We've got this Black & Decker hardware here. This is the hutch that was in my room. It goes all the way up to the top because I put in some 4-inch spacers. You know, we've got things hanging up over here. We've got the drill press. I made a little shelf for it to go on. And pegboard everywhere. It's really a usable space to do projects now, and even has lighting that used to be from the garage in there. So and with this space, we've been cleaning up buckets and stuff, so we don't just have like random cans and things. We actually have things sorted into boxes and bins, things like that. And we've been finding some useful stuff further around the house, so we went ahead and made my mom this. This is inside of the powder room, bathroom area, and this was a piece of wood we found in the rafters of the garage, painted it the same color as the trim. And we've got a little, it's like a makeup station, coffee bar, got the K-cups down here. So that fits. Didn't have to cut anything. This piece of wood was shaped this way from an old shelving unit, and we just kept it. And it fits so well in here. Okay, so the guys and gal here to install our blinds. Oh, they're already up. They're fast. Yeah, every day starting to look a little bit less and less like a construction site. These are lavalier 2-inch faux wood, and they match the walls and stuff, because it's hard to not match white though. Well, yet another project here during quarantine time is complete. We've got all of our movies up on the shelf and all of our sound system and video system plugged in, and did a pretty good job with the cable management. You can barely notice they're routed through the rocks here, so that's great. So we've got our quad channel surround, the Blu-ray DVD player, as well as a VHS player and a rewinder, because we've got quite the collection, all alphabetized now, of VHS tapes. And then we've got bookshelves over here. So that was a good use of our day stuck at home. So here's the hole underneath the stairs, and he's getting ready to put a pocket door there, or not a pocket door, but a regular door, and we'll have all this storage that wasn't available to us. And he's taken out the carpet here. Well, we got the generator back up and running, as you can see by these big cables running through and the sound of the generator coming from the outside there, because the Tesla guys had to come back and fix a lot of the wiring. The original wiring job that they did wasn't up to par with the inspectors, so good on the inspector on that, because having improper wiring on something as big as those batteries isn't something I don't want. So today is also the day of our Minecraft LAN, so I've got, since the server rack's the only thing that has power right now, I've got my laptop and side monitor hooked up to that, so everybody can still connect to us. We still have internet, albeit just the rack, a single television, and then my laptop there. But let's go take a look at what they have done this week. Obviously the stairs are all de-carpeted, and they're getting ready to put the hardwood styled laminate on there. But they also framed in my new door. So this is the new doorway, which will become the entryway to the apartment. And they knocked out this wall here, which used to go all the way to here. And they're just trying to figure out how to support this ceiling better before taking all this wood out. Because when they added these access to the attic, some of these beams were cut, and they have to make sure that the ceiling is going to be okay when they take out this beam. But from my bedroom, you can see all the way out this window, and you get a really nice cross breeze if you have both windows open. So I can tell that I'm really going to enjoy this larger space. Alright, so we emptied out everything from above the garage. Now we got to get into the truck and get all the new ceiling parts out and figure out how to cut them up to fit up here. Well, lots going on, even though it's sort of quarantine time right now. We put up all of the insulation in the attic. My dad, his friends, and I and then we can put the hardboard up there, and that's going to make it look a lot nicer for when you come to our lands and stuff. It's not going to just look like somebody's garage. It's going to look like a real room, a real land center. Also, super exciting, the living room and kitchen area for my little apartment that's built onto the house is almost finished. They did the texturing, they cut out the wall, they fixed the ladder that goes up into the attic. So this whole section is almost done. We're just waiting on the floors and the painters to come next week, and then we can start moving furniture in there, and then they can put in the hardware and whatnot for the kitchenette. So that's super exciting. We're almost done. Hopefully no surprises. Well, the painters came yesterday, and this is my living room now. Nice and one solid coat. And today the floors are going to be coming and starting. I think they're going to start back here, and they're going to work their way down the hall. And then they're also going to be removing this railing as well as the railing around the pool to get ready to replace it with a nice wood banister. Alright, so at the end of the day, this is what they did. All of this new flooring, took the banister out almost entirely for the staircase. So that'll be a new banister pretty soon. And this all matches the existing floor. And if we go outside, the railing for the pool is gone. So we've got, they started getting all the old irrigation out there, and then they're making sure that certain spigots, like there's a spigot up on the hill, there's a spigot down here, that they'll still work for the hoses, and leveling out the yard so that it all drains towards these drains here and there, and it'll all drain into the street. And they're going to put a gas line from the pool gas underneath the shed, and a pop up right around here for the gas grill that we ordered on Amazon. But that's not all. The electrical got passed, so we went ahead and put the wall back up on the far side of the garage, went ahead and mounted the Tesla Powerwall image there, or the monitor rather, to the wall with the cheapo, the Raspberry Pi chip computer in there. We went ahead and started doing the ceiling as well. So this is rough cut, and then we'll put some tape over the seams to try to make it look nicer, but this is coming together. Just another day or two and we'll have the whole garage finished, and I can start putting away all this stuff and putting some storage up on the side there. Well, some of the big days mean some of the fewest amount of construction in a day, and they finished my living room. So this used to be a closet, this used to be that wall going all the way into here. So now it's all open space. I'm going to put the couch over here facing the TV mounted on the wall, my L-shaped desk. Anyway, you'll see it. We're going to put it all together and see how everything fits in here. But first thing I got to do is make sure and wire up my data ports for gigabit. And we're going to start with that, and then we'll start putting furniture in. But big day for me. I can finally move into my space here. And here's what it looks like after Dad and I fixed it. We've got the TV up on the wall. We've got the cubes for storage. My L-shaped desk is back. And the flight sim set up. I got the ammo can with the VR setup, the Vive, the towers for the Vive up in the corners. Well, the guys are finishing up the kitchenette in my little apartment area. My dad and I finished the ceiling in the garage, and I think it looks fantastic. The black tape is there to hide all the seams between each 24-inch piece of hardboard. And basically all the cables, wires, etc. are up top. There's a storage area over this duct here. We just push this up and out of the way, and we can get up there to store stuff, or if I need to reroute cables or anything like that. And it's the entire garage's width. Got the projector back up today, and I think it looks a lot cleaner than having the old rafters and boards up there. And next I've got to redo the console area. I put on this really long shelf here for all the consoles, and going to be putting them up there, putting some holes in for the cables, and then I'm going to put some shelving kind of like we've got up here and up here behind and above us right here, so sort of match, so we can have even more storage and get stuff off of my center table, which is currently cluttered, and start using this storage a little bit more smartly. And yeah, and it's going good. The Tesla Powerwalls have been working again since they finished the inspection, and I got that mounted and it's great. And they're also working on stuff outside. So they're putting up these blocks, as you can see, with a lot higher amounts, and it's going to keep the hill from spilling into the pool area, which doesn't have a fence anymore. It makes the whole area look nicer, a little bit more upscale, more blocks. Maybe we'll find something nice to put inside the block, something sustainable that doesn't require irrigation, and something arid based that will keep the hill from falling with a root system, but also we don't have to keep watering every season. So I think it's going to be looking real nice real soon. So little by little they're getting ready to put the artificial grass in. So it's going from this decomposed granite here, and they're putting the tarp over it to keep stuff from sprouting up underneath. And tomorrow they'll be laying in the artificial grass, and then on the other side they're putting in the gas line for our new in-place grill. That'll be pretty cool too. Well, this marks the end of the inside of the house. Here's my own private kitchen inside my little apartment adjacent to the rest of the house, adjacent to the living room and my bathroom. I've got my own linen closet and pantry area, mini fridge, microwave. Now this microwave doubles as a convection oven, so you can actually cook and bake in here in a pinch. It's also a filter. I'm sorry, it doesn't filter it. It actually ejects air sucked in from the bottom all the way outside the house. So pretty nice all-in-one unit in this little kitchen. Well, we just got finished with another project. If you recall, this secret under door hideaway area that had that old 1975 glass 7-Up bottle in it. Well, we went ahead and made it a pop-out door, and I made a pull-out cart. So this thing has heavy-duty wheels on it, and we can pull it out like a really big drawer and use it for storage without actually having to walk in there. We can pull everything out at once and then simply push it back underneath the stairs and utilize that space. And all this stuff was leftover construction material and an old handle I had from an old fort I had when I was a kid. We also finished the storage on the left of the garage above the console area, so you can still get into there, but that was good. And if we turn the lights off in the garage and we flip this switch right here, we get garage wide RGB. Not too shabby. Well, the cleaning people are here and the inside's done, so I guess that means it's time for us to hang up some pictures. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got some things that are gonna go up on the walls to try to fill in some of these empty voids here from the old place, and try to make it look a little bit more lived in. But this is coming real close to the wire here, and then on Monday they're gonna finish the backyard, and then we'll be able to wrap everything up. Well, as we clean up the sheds, I found all of my board games. So we went ahead and shortened this shelf here to 1.5 feet per, so we could put all these board games, make them all accessible, and I have room for more over here. I had to get rid of this table, but I didn't really have a reason to have a table there. So now, out in the garage, we can play board games on the center table. Now I gotta clean all this up. Well, the yard's pretty much complete now. We've got the artificial turf in here, and it looks pretty realistic, especially from inside the house. One thing that we did was we're still paying for the pod that got delivered out front with all the furniture in it, and then we used that for storage from stuff from my room when they were working on my little apartment. We went ahead and cleared out this old shed in the backyard and put all the little things that we use for maintaining the computers, the servers, all the Lanathon prizes and stuff are now in here. So we've got these bins. If you saw our server move vlog, you might remember we've got bins for video cables, audio cables, We've got a power brick bin, we've got a power supply parts bin, networking, etc. All sorts of screws and stuff. And then over here we've got power strips, network switches, Lanathon prizes, etc. All in arm's reach from the house without having to pay for storage. We just had to organize the stuff in the shed better, and organized it now is. Very happy with this. Well guys, with the backyard finally done, I'm going to call this vlog to an end. It's so great having not only the garage and the house, something that I can be proud to show off, but also, you know, our backyard and our living area, getting rid of that old rusty fence, having a tool shed that we can actually find everything that we need and be able to work on stuff, an easy path over to the Twitch studio, and new pool heater, got all the furniture from my parents' house over, and it's looking real nice. So I'm gonna show off some before and after photos from what it was to what it has turned into, and really just being able to do this and show it off, it is just a real quality of life change for my parents and I, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, from the solar panel install to the server move to the walls being broken down, and finally the finished product here. And we're loving it. We hope to see you guys over at some time for some barbecues, some LAN parties, and more. So make sure you subscribe to this channel for any other updates, SanDiegoLAN.net for more events, and thanks for watching.